If you've ever wondered what it'd be like landing a small aircraft in Grand Forks, I'll take you for a little ride and I'll show you how it's done. So first of all, we start off, we're approaching the airport from the west, or about 6,000 feet. So we make a radio call as we get into the zone, about 5 miles out, and the traffic frequency is 123.2. So you make a radio call, say Grand Forks traffic, South Yankee Echo, inbound for landing, and plan on crossing midfield. So we're at 6,000 feet now. We're going to drop down to about 3,500 feet. Grand Forks, the circuit height is 1,000 feet over the ground, so circuit height's 2,700 feet in this case. So what we want to do is fly over the airport at least 500 feet above circuit height. So we cross midfield, and the reason we do that is we're over top of the traffic pattern, and we can observe the field and see which way the wind's blowing, and see if there's anything on the ground that we need to worry about, if there's anything blocking the runway, or maybe wildlife or whatever on the runway. So we swing wide and cross the runway at midfield at about 3,500 feet, and then as we cross midfield, then we make a radio call or saying that we're midfield, and then we're going to join the circuit for right downwind for runway 25. On this particular day there wasn't any wind there, so it didn't really matter which way we landed. We had the option of either landing runway 07 or 25. Grand Forks is a little bit unusual because we're right along the U.S. border here. So the traffic pattern is right downwind for runway 25 or left downwind for 07. So if you fly over the airport, you can see the numbers at either end of the runway. And what that does is tell you the magnetic heading. So 07 would be 70 degrees, and 25 would be 250 degrees. They omit the last digit from the numbers, I guess. So here we are. We're just flying over the airport. Grand Forks has got an airport that's just over 4,000 feet long, so it's a pretty long runway for small aircraft. There's no problem getting in and out of there. The aircraft I fly probably could land in as little as 1,000 feet or less, depending on how good you are. So we're just crossing the runway here and look and see which way the wind is blowing, and seeing there's no traffic and stuff there. So I'm going to make a radio call, and then we're going to join the circuit. So as we crossed over the runway, and then we make a right-hand turn to join the circuit, then we get down to circuit height, which should be about 2,700 and few feet, I guess, somewhere around there, about 2,700. So what we do is turn to the right, and we're parallel to the runway. So we can see the runway on our right, so we're heading in the exact same direction as the runway. So it's like making a square. And then we get out to kind of have to estimate how far I need to get out to make a right turn, and we want to make it like a square box. It's like a racetrack around and then the center line would be be like a big box, and then you make one right turn, and then you're on the crosswind, and then right now we're on downwind, and you'd be on the crosswind or base, and then we'll make another right turn, and then we'll be on final. So because I've landed here so many times, I kind of know how far out I have to go to be able to make a nice glide into the airport. So this is Lime Creek logging here. So as I drop down to, I'm probably down around maybe 2,200 feet or so over Lime Creek logging, and I make my right turn. So then I'm turning base for runway 25. So as we do that, start slowing the aircraft down a little bit. Usually cruises around 90 or 95, so we're getting down about 70 or 80 miles an hour or so, and we're slowly dropping altitude and dropping our speed a little bit. It's kind of a bit of a sloppy turn. It wasn't as tight a real square turn as it is, but as you can see, the runway is coming into sight now. So now we start setting some flaps, getting our speed down about 70, and it's going to, as the approach comes in, it'll be down to about 60 miles an hour. So we made the call, Grand Forks traffic, it's Alpha Yankee Echo, we're on final runway 25, full stop, which means we're going to land on runway 25, and we're going to stop. We're not going to do a touch and go or anything like that. So now we've deployed the flaps. We use probably one position of flaps as we come down, and we're slowing our speed down to 60, and ideally about a 3% glide slope if we had lights that work. So when we come down and just kind of watch our speed, and this aircraft would stall around 50 miles an hour, 46 to 50 miles an hour. So just slowly ease back on the stick as we get that slow and let the speed bleed off. Nice touchdown. And then we'll be exiting on the second runway because we missed the first one, or taxiway I mean. So this is Alpha. So then you'd make a radio call, Grand Forks traffic, Alpha Yankee Echo, as soon as you get over the taxi line here, and say we're down and clear, and we're exiting on Alpha. There's a sign there that says A, so that's Alpha taxiway. And now we're just pulling up into the parking area there, so straight ahead of us that's the terminal. And Grand Forks, there's a little white car there. It's a courtesy car that pilots can use that come to Grand Forks. Come and have some lunch, spend some money in the community. And so we're just parking here on the grass there, and pick up to the right there. And so we pull in there, and that's about all there is to it. So pretty simple flying into a fairly basic airstrip like this. There's no tower or flight services or anyone to talk to. Hope you enjoyed the landing.